What is the debt snowball method? Personal Finance 2022. If you haven't reduced your debt, you might want to try the debt snowball method. You will find that it works very well for people who have debt problems. The snowball is a tried and true strategy for debt repayment. Using simple psychological concepts, the snowball approach will keep you going. This strategy encourages you to pay off your smallest bills first, which will help you build momentum to tackle your larger obligations when you are ready. When starting out, you must first take a close look at your debts, especially credit cards and bank loans. Start with the smallest debts first. This will allow you to get rid of the most money first. When the first loan is paid in full, the next lowest debt should be paid off. It is best to eliminate your debt completely, as the amount you need to pay off increases over time, like a snowball rolling down a hill. How effective is the debt snowball strategy? Yes, it's a proven strategy that will help a lot of people. Our brains are triggered into a dopamine loop when we make progress toward paying off our debts. For example, if you pull a lever on a slot machine or browse through your Instagram feed, it might trigger a feedback loop in your brain. The reason why you should use the snowball method is that it works because once you achieve one goal, you feel so good about yourself that you will be motivated to achieve the next goal. If you want to win a little bit of money when you embark on a significant project, this is a perfect strategy for you. Paying off debt with the snowball approach. When it comes to debt repayment, creating a plan of action is essential. So let's break down the debt snowball strategy into 5 simple phases so that you can see how it works in action. Make a note of all of your debts, starting with the least and working your way up. This list excludes your mortgage, which is not normally a debt that can be deferred until a later date. Set up a budget and start tracking your spending now. Your monthly debt payment will be more predictable if you keep tabs on your spending and make every effort to save money you can. Every month, make the bare minimum payment on all of your debts. In order to avoid incurring additional fees or penalties, it's critical to make at least the minimum payment on all of your debts. The lowest obligation on your to-do list should be the first one to be paid off. Invest as much money as you can while still meeting your fundamental necessities in order to pay down this debt. Pay down the lowest loan first, then the next smallest. Continue this process until you've paid off all of your debt and are ready to tackle another savings objective, such as setting up an emergency fund. An illustration of the debt snowball strategy in action. Just a little comment on the subject of passion. Notably, despite having a far higher interest rate, the family loan is paid off first, even if the credit card debt does. That's because the debt snowball technique doesn't take into account the interest that accrues. With this strategy, you don't worry about interest rates, but rather how much money you can save by paying off your whole total. As a result, the debt snowball strategy isn't suitable for everyone. The debt avalanche strategy can save you money in the long run, and we'll discuss the advantages and disadvantages in greater detail in the following section. The benefits and drawbacks of debt snowball method. As simple as it is to use the debt snowball method, it's not the most cost-effective option. Consider the benefits and drawbacks of the debt snowball strategy before making a final decision to use it. #benefits. It's easy. Debt snowballing is a simple concept that doesn't need a lot of effort to implement. It's a good way to alleviate the fear of being in debt. Undaunting work is broken down into manageable chunks with this method step-by-step approach. As a result, it is ideal for people who are driven by speedy results. Dopamine feedback is established early on in the snowball technique. Even if things go bad, the dopamine rush can be just what you need. #drawbacks. When comparing the debt avalanche with the debt snowball methods, interest rates are not taken into consideration. This strategy can cost you a lot of money in the long run, especially if your most costly loan is also your largest. For some people, it's not the most energizing method of motivation. For some, the first step is to pay off their largest obligations. The snowball approach may not work well for these individuals. Choosing between a debt snowball and an avalanche is a difficult decision. The debt repayment strategy that is most effective for you is the one that you use consistently. Using the snowball approach may be a better fit if you're driven by small victories. However, if you don't like the concept of accruing a large amount of interest, you may wish to use the debt avalanche approach instead. Decide on the strategy that best suits your objectives and your personality trait.